All right, so now what we're going to do is we're actually just going to jump right into my screen here. And we have a fresh configuration going on here. So as everyone can see, I will go to the dashboard. No mode is defined. We have a brand new, like this is just out of the box. You just bought it from us, didn't get any of the plug and play. We're going to go through that whole configuration process with you right now to make sure everyone understands how to set this up. Now, we aren't going to do the conventional MMDVM configuration where we just select Brandmeister. We're actually going to pre-configure this with DMR Gateway so that way we can actually set this up, pre-configure this for if you wanted to add in TGIF or another network or some of those other things, like your own private network or something you're connecting into. Okay, to start here, we're actually going to start by making sure we're on MMDVM host and simplex node. So we're just doing a basic configuration here, nothing fancy today. We're going to come here and put in our call sign. We're going to put in the frequency that we want to use. So in this case, it's going to be 446.550.000. Now, on the PyStars interface, they do require the double periods for the frequency. So make sure you put in both those periods, and they are set up by 3s. Now, we could skip the longitude and latitude. If you want to search yours and put those in, more than welcome to, but for this configuration, there's no desire. Now, I like to set mine up as public. We have multiple people over here that do use the same hotspot. So we set it up to public, so it's not just locked down to my ID, which you will see here in a minute when we actually restart this a couple times. You'll end up seeing me put in my DMR ID. Now, if my radio DMR ID does not actually match the ID that's in the PyStar, then it will actually block us from communicating with the device. So we want to make sure that we have this set to public. So if you have 2 IDs, you and your wife share it, you have friends that come over and use it, you're in an office building and you're sharing it with people. These are all things, reasons why you would want to set it to public. Now, as this is not my first hotspot here, you will see me set it up. And this is actually where, coming up here in a minute, I'm going to show you with the ESSID how to do this so that you can distinguish between your 2 hotspots and know which one you're controlling. So we will switch over to the Brandmeister interface and show you all this. Now, APRS, since we may be doing that a little bit later here, let's make sure we have this set up. So we're going to make sure it's enabled. Now, rotate will switch through each one of these APRS servers. You can do that. It's not necessary. I like to choose whichever server you are closest to use. So for me, it would be North America. For some people, it might be South America, Europe, Asia. This is like Australia, New Zealand. And then I'm not exactly sure what this last one is. I'm being honest. But I'm going to come over here to APRS for NOAM for North America. Los Angeles is where I'm at, so I'm in the right time zone. And I'm going to make sure that this comes to US English. Now we're just going to click apply here. Now it takes a minute and you're going to notice that it disappears and comes back. That's the hotspot reconfiguring itself. So the configuration we just put in or applied is getting saved. Now it's reading that configuration back from the device, and it's adding in the additional fields for the settings that we have set. So now what we're going to do is you're going to notice that we have this MMDVM host configuration available now. Now this is important for 2 things. One, we're going to enable DMR mode here, so we actually can get onto the servers. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to come down to our display. Now the display on your actual device will not work if you have this incorrect. It might just say initializing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what the general configuration is for the SkyBridge. So we're going to go to NextDN. We're going to set the port type here to modem. And we're going to come to the next CN layout, and we're going to do OD7 LDS L3. So now with that being set, we're also going to come down here to the general configuration area. And we're going to actually now, if you see right here, before we didn't have this, we have radio/modem type. What we're going to do here is we're actually going to come down this into this drop-down list. Now you could type up here and just type Sky and it'll show up. Or you can manually scroll down, go through the whole list. You can see some other ones. So if you don't have a SkyBridge, you got a Zoom spot or something, you can actually select those as well, as you see. And here's our SkyBridge. So we're going to select that. Now, if you are going to be out and about, I would recommend doing this GPS enabled. That just helps with getting your location as well as, you know, providing some other benefits for APRS when you're communicating over the network. So once these changes apply, okay, so you're going to notice, because I am public, it's saying you're running in public mode without an access list. We're going to ignore that for now because that is nothing that has any concern right now. But if they're talking about there is if you have multiple hotspots configured and they're all using like the same color code and frequencies, you can actually cause loops in the system. That's part of what I'm going through here and why I'm going to explain some of these settings here. But now, first thing, excuse me, we need to do is we need to set our DMR ID. So for me, I just set mine. Now, if we had an access list that we uploaded, we could put it, we put that name here, and that'll grab that from our configuration, but we're not making that. It's the same type of list that you would get from radioid.net for your radios. Just the difference is that it's a list you make with your friends who's available. But we can cover that in another episode in the future. So now what we're going to do is we're actually have this DMR configuration mode now, since last time we enabled it up here. It added this window down here. We're actually going to select the option DMR Gateway. Now, this is a reason I have multiple hotspots here. SkyBridges that we usually set them to 1, but I'm going to set this one to 3 so as it doesn't bother or interact with the other one that I have here. As they are on the same frequencies. And we're going to click apply. And now what this is going to do is it's going to restart and it's going to give us a whole bunch of options here in our actual DMR configuration. Now, if you guys have any questions, make sure you write them down so we can actually comment back and actually get them later on. But here we go. Now that we're in DMR configuration mode, what we're going to do is we're actually going to select our Brandmeister master. So for me, it's 3104. I'm going to put in my password. Now this is where I was talking about the ESS ID. This is an extended service identifier. So what this is going to do is this is going to add a 2-digit code after your DMR ID. Now that I have 2 hotspots set up right now, this is going to be number 2. And we're going to select enable. As you can see down here, color code is still 3. And we're going to click apply. Now make sure you guys don't save your password or anything here because this is not the password that we're saving. If you want to save the original password for logging in, pi star and Raspberry, RASPBERRY. Remember the silent P, people. I miss it sometimes, and I'm like, why can't I log in? I go, oh yeah, got to get that P in there. So let's make sure that we all remember that one. I sometimes have to write a sticky note right there for me. So I always save that just because it saves the aggravation of having to remember that sometimes. Okay, so now as we can see, we should have our DMR up. So let's just try a pair it real quick. KN6 QGV, this is a test. QGV, this is a test. There we go. So as you can see, we are now connected to Brandmeister's network, and we have successfully connected to the parrot. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to come over to our configuration, and we're going to start making some expert changes here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start from the left. And we're going to start here in the Pi-Star remote. We're going to go enable to true. Make sure it's all lowercase. We're going to come to our call sign. Make sure this is in uppercase. And we're going to come down to DMR where it says shutdown. And we're going to remove the hashtag or the pound sign or the number sign, whatever you want to call it. We're going to remove that from in front of shutdown. And we're going to apply the changes. That's a quick apply. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come over to BM API for the Brandmeister API. Then we're going to go over to Brandmeister, click on our name. If you haven't already, make sure you log in and click on profile settings. See, it's making me log in. It's timed out. Again, on our name, profile settings. Okay, API keys. Give it a name. Now what it's going to do is it's going to give you this QR code. It's also going to give you this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on copy. Now make sure you leave this open while we're still in this view, because if you close this, you will not be able to see this code again. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on this. I'm going to apply, paste it, apply. Refresh the page. There's my API key. Now when I come to admin, we now have our Brandmeister control right here. This is actually really nice for those of you who don't know. This actually allows you to, so now we can close this because that works. This actually allows you, so I can come here and I don't have to actually go to my device every time. It actually allows you to change all these settings directly right here in your Pi-Star dashboard. You could drop your current call, drop all dynamic. You can add static. So let's just say we want to add 3100. Click modify. And in a matter of seconds, 3100 is now a talk group that's static. To remove it, it's the same thing. As you can see, now we're getting traffic right here on 3100 coming in. So say we want to remove it, come here, go to delete. Click on modify. And it's gone. Now there is one last configuration I do like to do. I like to come here on the CSS tool, change this banner 137A4D, and click apply, and we get our nice green here.